Definitely windy.
Yeah, apparently same tomorrow, hey?
I don't know. See what happens. Be cold, I think, tomorrow then. Blast from the Antarctic.
Yeah.
So you getting that machine tomorrow? Is that how it works? Or?
No, I'll ring up Essendine post office tomorrow, and I'm sure that in a couple of days they'll be able to get one in from another store.
Okay.
I'm sure that they do stuff like that.
Righto.
I'm surprised there wasn't one in there. They usually, every Mother's Day, have a sewing machine there.
Good evening, Shamla. Welcome to Australia. Please put your hands behind your back, face the wall. Sergeant, yeah? I want you to rummage through his fig leaf. No, I'm not going there, Sarge. Do I get a cookie? Well, I made some. Nut cookies, actually. Big, chunky, nutty cookies. I think about 70, 80 Ks at the moment. The main front went through. That was pretty rough. Now we got a couple more bands coming through, then we'll get the cold air. No, you don't want nuts in your cookies. All right. Return to sender. Done. No, it's down to 17 now, but tomorrow's maximum is 16. People throughout the land will be hunkering down. pulling bearskin rugs over them, not venturing out at all.
I don't know if you need the fan on tonight.
Maybe. Can't wait till you come to Australia, Shamo. January. All you hear when you land is crows in the background. The tarmac will be shimmering, melting underneath your feet. As you walk across the airport, you'll be saying, looks like a nice place. Pieces of skin start to peel off you. Maybe you think it's the cleansing, I'm not sure. By the time you get inside the airport, you look like a lobster. And you'll be saying, man, does it always get this hot? And I'm saying, Shamo, it's midnight. It's dark. It's not hot yet till tomorrow. I know a mate of mine said it actually did get to 40 degrees Celsius once, somewhere in Canada. Not sure where that was. Yeah, you lose 50 pounds of liquid. You'd just be like a dehydrated prune. You have to drink a lot. The time has come to say farewell. Shamo's melted and lost his hair. The time has come to pay the rent. Shamo's crispy,
Everything hard to hear in this wind.
rather bent, and how can we sleep when a shamo's burning? It's the wind blowing from the northwest. It's a nor'wester. About 80 kilometres an hour. Good time to fly a kite. Yeah, I've actually driven into car parks in Australia in the middle of the summer. And as I drive away, you can hear this. And you look behind you, and all you can see where your tyres were is gravel, and your car's covered in melted bitumen. And I kid you not,
Weather makes you tired, don't it?
what's that?
The weather makes you
Yeah,
tired.
good sleeping weather. Probably hear that in the background. Things flying around. You can hear downdrafts actually.
Yeah.
See trees off in the distance, flattened just by a downdraft of wind.
Oh, very good poem.
downburst. I'm doing well. Just watching Mother Nature put on a performance. When we get these fronts from the Antarctic, we get pockets, tornadoes, downbursts. I was just saying, you can look in the distance where the trees are moving a bit, and then one big one's like nearly crushed with the wind pushing it down. So all these cold pockets of air. Yeah, that's just the wind. And it's coming and going in bursts.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Probably get some hail out of this, I reckon. Was a man from Canada whose fig leaf used to fade here. He would jump and he would shout, and he would bounce and he would flap. Most of the things he said were interesting. Yeah, it's a bit like being on the high seas. Sounds like waves crashing, but it's bursts of cold air. That's what it is. Hello, hi. I have a feeling you wet your fly.
That sounds right.
Gone fishing. Do-do-do. A bad day's fishing beats a hard day's work. Any day. Good on you, mate. Sounds like just to be out there. Even if someone had said to you, you can't take any fishing gear with you, but you can go out there, you still would have gone. 29. Got a bit of a blow here from the Antarctic. It's cold, very windy. I told you about the possibility of New Zealand and Australia opening up. Jacinda was at our Australian meeting today, talking about the very thing. Oh, you're welcome, Shama, indeed. Yeah, so that's interesting. I thought it would happen. It'll probably be another couple of months, but they'll open up between New Zealand and Australia. It's a good thing. We both understand what's going on. Both countries have been smart. It's still not out of the woods yet, so we'll see how things go. But if any countries are going to open up, it will be New Zealand and Australia, way before anyone else. In about 5 months' time, hi, I'll be walking up saying, "G'day, mate." You're saying, "How you going? Yeah, you good?" I say, "Fly. Hi, do you feel like a stranger in your own country, since there were more Aussies here than there are New Zealanders? How the kia ora are you going?" Yeah, I think so. I think you did right. There could be a lot of good things open up between our two countries want telling you the Aussies about the high country, the pristine lakes, the magnificent trout. Because if I did, you'd have a crowd like the MCG there. So I'll tell them nothing.
I'm going to go in and eat my cake into a game in a minute.
Righto. I'll shut it down after 15 minutes. We'll close it down.
You can stay on.
No,
Why?
it's cold.
One more, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, no, I think we'll always keep our names. I don't think that's the problem. But there could be a lot more close ties financially, sharing of information on a bigger level. Never know. We might compete at the Olympics as the Australian-New Zealand team. The Anzacs are coming to the Olympics. That'll fuck 'em. Yeah, no, we'll probably catch up with you one day. We don't mind a bit of a walk, as long as you're willing to carry me the final 300 yards. That'd be good. If we do a trip at all, we've already decided that could be a 3 or 4 walk jaunt around New Zealand. I'll learn to talk like a language. There's going to be a lot of fights, you know. A lot of people say you've got to wear a mask if you come into the store, and they're going to say get stuffed. There'll be physical fights, anger. And I have to tell you, I really feel sorry for Americans that don't want to start back so early, but everyone around them is doing it. You know, it's just crazy. It's their country. But I'll be honest with you, Shamo, it's unlikely New Zealand or Australia will open up to any international travellers for a very long time. They will have to meet, their country will have to meet a criteria. If they don't meet it, they're not coming. Yeah, I reckon they'll open up between NZ and Australia. I'm guessing October, I'm thinking. No, it's not going to help. We've just bit the bullet in New Zealand and Australia. We said, oh, well, we've got to shut up shop and hunker down. That's what we did. I'm pretty sure, Shamo, there'll be an international standard set that you have to have X amount of days without deaths, X amount of days without infection. I didn't know she said that, but we're not having anyone for quite a long time. The talk is there's not going to be anyone coming from overseas this year at all, not even students. Someone's asking for exemption, and that the Chinese students, because we have over 100,000 Chinese students a year in Australia, at least. And they've said no, not happening. They can do remote learning, but not come here. Well, they don't get that choice unless they are open with the information. You will find that the Australian embassies and other countries will be saying, nah, not good enough, mate. You're full of shit. You're not coming. Probably not in those words, but it'll mean the same thing. I think, I'll be honest with you, there's going to be a ban on China going just about anywhere. I don't know where they would be welcome, and I'm not being racist when I say that, because they've not been open, clear and honest. I don't think countries will let them in. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I don't see anyone else. I was even thinking the Pacific Islanders will probably want to stay quarantined for quite a lot longer before they even move around. You know, Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, all those. I don't see those islands being open for anyone. Quebec had, I believe, 600 new cases and they opened up schools. Yeah, that's a pretty dumb thing to do.
Yes, it is.
It's all right. We are French. The virus will not affect us. Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, no, you're being silly. We've still got, in our own state, which is huge, WA, it's really big, trust me. We could fit, I don't know, 20 New Zealands into Western Australia. But we can't even travel between districts. We've got a daughter north and a son south. We can't travel there. 70 deaths, geez. We have had total in Australia 94 people die, 6,000 cases only, and we have massive testing going on. Massive. And anyone can get tested. But I had 2 guys here today getting quotes to do a couple of jobs. One wore a mask, one stayed his distance. We talked clearly and concisely, didn't shake hands, and they're getting back to me with prices. So when it boils down to it, everyone here is taking it serious. Hope you like walking the Canterbury High Country Seas. I've always done a lot of walking in my life. I am getting older. I may be a little bit slow, but I'll get there. And the last thing, of course, you want me to do is come there and catch the biggest trout on the day. You know, a bit like the All Blacks, Australian rugby team. I'll just hold it aloft, claim the land for my own. Hey, I think you had 20. I remember Jacinda saying that today in a news. Total of 20. My state's had a total of 9 or 8, and 7 of them came off a boat. Yeah, it just seems a bad thing, like confined spaces, boats. Nursing homes are pretty confined. Jeez. Oh well, I know Quebec's not really part of Canada. It's its own country. What I don't get, and I'm just a logical beast. If we just say the only place on the planet that's got this problem is Quebec, and the numbers you just told me, Shamo, and nowhere else, it was nowhere else, it was just in Quebec, and those numbers came out today, everyone would lock down. No one would move in Quebec. 69 people died of the virus the last 24 hours, which brings total numbers to 2,200. Jesus. Jeez. We don't have anywhere near those numbers. There's no doubt the more people in a more confined area, be cities, buses, planes, they still haven't clarified people catching the virus on the plane, you wouldn't mention it if you owned a plane, would you? I don't know. I understand people need money. I understand people need to eat and somewhere to live. Governments around the world should say, we will make sure that happens. Just stay home. We'll get money to you, we'll get food to you, and we'll see this out. I just think it's complacency. It's like, you know, we can get through this, no worries, we'll just go back to work. Yeah, no worries. I mean, there are hotspots flying all around America. Meatworks, chicken places, packing stations, fruit places. I just don't think they took it serious, mate. We were locking down before they told us to. We said, nah. I remember doing a little video a couple of months ago on here saying, guys, just get a little bit extra shopping, just in case there's a run on the stores. And we did, we got a little bit extra. Sure as eggs, about 3 weeks later, it turned to shit. The shops were empty. The one thing that I find that we've done and New Zealand have done is that we have done the response on a national basis. There are slight variants in different states, but not much. So nationally, we followed rules that everyone followed in our countries. That is not happening in the US. That didn't happen in the UK. Certainly didn't happen in Spain and Italy and France until it was too late. Yeah, it's just a fluke. I mean, they were led very badly. You know, when the president said, oh, it's full, don't worry about it, it'll be beautiful, it'll be fine. We'll all be dancing in the aisles of the churches Easter Sunday. It'll be beautiful. Yeah, fantastic. Fucking idiot. If he was an Australian leader, we probably would have strung him up by now, Hi. See, New Zealanders can walk up to their representatives and tell them to get stuffed to their face. I've done it to Prime Ministers. No one ever gets arrested because we say it is how it is. But I do think one of the big backlashes coming is China being shunned. Watch the manufacturing take off in different countries now. There'll be substitutes for what China does now. We'll either do ourselves or we'll get other countries, developing companies, to do it for us. Jeez, 370. Well, my state, WA, has had 550. 400 have come off boats. I think 25 were travellers from interstate. So we've had like 25 West Australians contract the virus out of 3.5 million people. Well, it's like if I went up to the high country and Chamo came with me and we get out there in the middle of winter and High says, oh, there's a bit of ice there, but it's a bit dicey, guys, I wouldn't walk on it. Well, Shamo would say, yeah, with your local knowledge, and I say, yeah, no, I'll listen to you. And then someone else will come along with a big brim hat, a big cigar. Say, it looks beautiful, we can walk on this. And then he disappears under the ice. Oh, well, shit happens. Common sense. I can tell you, I will state this tonight on this hangout. It is going to be horrendous in the United States because of the actions are not unilaterally national and they're fucking just stupid. They're not looking after their people. They're not feeding them. They're not giving them money. That's why they're screaming to get back to work. That's it. That's the only reason. If Americans were getting $3,000 or $4,000 a month put into their bank account, they just hunker down. They'd be saying, yeah, that's okay, we'll just hunker down. But they're not getting paid shit. They're getting hungry. and they're getting angry. So I get it, don't get me wrong. I don't blame the American people. The people who are supposed to look after them, I blame them. It's going to be horrible, guys. I just see terrible figures coming. 60,000 confirmed cases. We've got 6,000, Chamo. And I do know what they do here every day is each state leader comes up and says, we have 40 people in hospital, that's 10 down from yesterday. We only have 2 people in ICU, that's 3 down from yesterday, and we have no new cases. That's the sort of thing we're hearing. At the moment in my state, we've got 1 West Australian in hospital, not in intensive care, just recovering. 1. So that's why we are opening up the beaches. People can go fishing. People can gather in groups of 10, which we're doing this Sunday. It's Mother's Day here. So quite a few of the family are coming over. And we're just going to get together and have dinner, a couple of drinks. And we can do that because we didn't get together for 2 months. Jeez, it's a lot of people, Shaman. And I don't get Canada. I was told by someone they're getting money each month. I think, people talk about a second wave, my country. I don't see it as a second wave. I see it as an extension of the first wave if you don't follow simple rules. It's not a second wave, it's just an expansion of the first one. But I get it. I understand. Canada, the people in Canada, New Zealand and Australia are getting money put into their bank every week. No one's going hungry. But if I was in another country where they weren't giving me any money, I'm not working and I can't feed my kids, I'm going to get angry. It's natural. So I don't blame the people. See, those numbers are just horrific, Shamo. To me, a second wave would be something like, say, New Zealand and Australia go real good, and then lots of people go back to work, and then there's 2,000 people get the virus. That's what I call a second wave. But in the US and Europe, it's just an extension of the first wave. It hasn't ebbed or flowed anywhere except up. We'll find out. Like the kids are all back at school here. Quite a number of people have gone back to different work and they all have changed how they work. Public transport will be very weird. This is how they're going to do it here in my state. They're going to have more trains with less people on them. More buses with less people. In other words, on a bus, you'll only get 10 people, no more. The bus won't stop after it has 10 people. If one gets off, one can get on. And we used to have a bus every half hour, now we'll get one every 15 minutes. So they can cater for the numbers just differently. Trains are going to be different. Instead of having a seat next to each other, there'll be a seat, 2 gaps, another seat, 2 gaps. No one will be allowed to stand on a train. So even with public transport, they're talking about distancing. The obvious thing that's going to happen in New Zealand and Australia, instead of people taking public transport to work, they will drive their own car. That's going to be a big increase on the road. Yeah, it'll be a bit slower to get to work, a bit slower coming home, but a lot safer. Hello, Danny. A big storm here tonight. It's ebbing down a little bit. It ripped through about an hour ago. Cold Antarctic burst. Not like Texas, getting warm now. I bet you're in the 80s for sure today. You'll be looking at hundreds shortly. That's all you need. Did you get some AS? I did. I watched yours. Yep, I loved it. I've got quite a few of those videos on my channel for many, many years I did that. But today was a bit different. It was just blowing a gale. Trees were bending over. I was just saying, I still think it's crazy what they're doing in the US, Danny. They're just... But I said there's a reason. In my country, we get paid not to work. No one's short of food. No one's getting kicked out of their home. In the US, people have got a little check. Maybe they'll get another one. But they have a lot of people to feed and pay rent. And they're angry. And I get it. It's not the people of America who are actually causing the problem. It's the people that run the country. A leader of a country should look at all his citizens as children, and he wouldn't want any of his children to be harmed. He wouldn't send a 3-year-old out to the ocean to go surfing. You have to look after the people if you're the leader of a country. Not let them go hungry, broke. There was a meeting today, and Australia produces, I think we keep about 25% of the food we produce for Australians. The rest gets exported. We're a net exporter to a very large percentage. And I thought, well, I'll check up on the US. And the US is a net exporter of food. So why are people queuing up for food? I don't get it. Yeah, after you've had that up for a few minutes, Jamo, just remove it. The wife always says, take the links away. Yeah, you didn't have I couldn't leave a comment, Danny, because it was closed. So I just pushed the keyboard anyway, and nothing happened. Are you feeling better today? Oops, comes another burst. So how are you feeling, Danny? Are you better today? Yeah, just about done. Organising the ballast rail throughout that section there near the little steps. And I've done a plan up for the front where we're going to extend the little front porch and do other things. But yeah, no, it's livable. It's good. Yeah, it's a big push from the Antarctic. We get a few of these a year, but this one's early. I think it got to about maybe just shy of 100k winds. We got curtains up in the house. They've got to be adjusted for height, but the wife has decided she's going to do that. Yeah, the cold front that is crossing my state now, Danny, would cover Texas, Nevada, Louisiana, Arkansas, Florida. This is just one storm. It'll push up probably 3/4 into my state, and it'll die away. And then we get some nice days again. That's okay, but it will be cold tomorrow, because when these fronts come from the Antarctic, there's all that initial thumping of a storm, but then behind it's all those little pockets of cold air. Oh, cold. Yeah, I do the same. I've made, I don't know how many videos of meditation. Most of them have to do with rain, thunder, the sound of running water, and they really do work. I've had tens of thousands of hits over those on the years. I should get back to doing it. I love doing it. I like going out and finding a natural spot, a storm coming, morning light and all that sort of thing. I'll be going in shortly because it's cold. I might have an ice cream. Yeah. Got drumsticks. Cone filled with creamy, yummy boysenberry. No. I was saying I couldn't leave comments because it said comments on this video are turned off. I was just joking, saying I typed, but nothing happened because I couldn't leave one. I don't know why that's the case. It's happened a couple of times in my videos, and I don't know why. It might be a glitch with YouTube. See, when I do a video now, I go to the area in YouTube where you put it up, but it says now for me to publish. After I upload, it's actually not online until I go to the manager system or whatever it is and press publish. Now that's new to me. What were you looking out of, Shamo? Sorry, what were you looking out of? Oh, I see, yeah. Right, I get it. I was looking at my, yeah, right, okay. So is that therapy or what? All right, I shall go back and leave a comment myself. But rain, wind, thunder, good stuff. You notice most of the things that give us a great deal of tranquility, peace and relaxation have to do with water, in one form or another. Yeah, it's getting windy again. Yeah, there's longer. That's, you know, it's the wind natural, provided by nature, that you're listening to, Danny. It's your husband after eating cabbage. It could be a different story. So for Mother's Day, I am cooking lasagna and a cottage pie, but made out of shin beef. So it'll be chunky meat, onion, gravy, garlic. And we'll have a big bowl of peas, carrots, etc. And it's one of the only times in the last couple of months we've got together in numbers of about 10, because we're allowed to do so now. There's a decent gust. But we will wait for you, Danny. Generally around lunchtime, but just let us know in advance and we'll delay if we have to. She is definitely getting a bit rougher. There's pockets of cold air are coming in. We've got loads of trees around us, and because it's spasmodic, you'll see trees blowing over half a mile away and then not moving here, then vice versa. I don't know what you'll see, but we'll have a look. It's probably the clearest tree you'll see next door to me. It's quietened down a bit. You can see all those trees in the distance. Sometimes they're bending right over, and these ones aren't moving. Oh look, berries are down in the garden. Check out the mushrooms. Can you see them? We've had a plethora of mushrooms. I wonder if I can zoom it in. Oh, I can, look. Look at those buggers. So far, the garden is surviving. We'll see by morning, see what damage has been done. Right, I'm going to take you inside. We'll go and see what the boss is doing. Oh, look, there she is. Next to her father's lamp he made.
Yes.
Beautiful lamp, actually. A lot of work went into that. Oh, look. There's Shamo. Oh, it's dark. Yeah, so Danny, I don't know whether you've seen it, but yeah, we put the curtains up. She wants to cut them about, the window sill's about there. I won't pull the curtain back because that will mean revealing a window. And all the other curtains are up, but they need to be cut to length. So Miss Muggins over there has decided to buy a sewing machine. We were going to get a lady to do it, but she fell ill. So she's not doing it. So you're going to do the curtains, aren't you?
Yes. I have to iron them first.
So this is what she was doing. Oh no, that's what she was doing. She was
Hi,
playing a game.
Danny. I didn't know Danny was there.
Oh, so you ignore everyone else, but if Danny was there, you wouldn't have ignored them.
Who else was there?
High Country, Shamo.
I was talking to them before.
You say hello while I go do a whittle.
A whittle. Hello. Yeah, Chamo, just careful. Well, Seed was having a chat with the boys. It just got a little bit cold and windy out there. Yep, that's true, Danny. He won't block him. Got a cooking show on the TV. I don't know what she's doing. When it gets really windy, I don't know, how strong are our winds here right now? You can't hear me. How strong are our winds right now? Hey, VMAC.
70 or 80.
It's really windy here, VMAC. Oh, yes. Look, VMAC. I just had one too. There's the remnants of my packet. The remnants. If that's not, I didn't say that right, did I? I've got control of Seeds' phone. Is that scary? Yeah, the wind is pretty strong here that it actually, you know how, how do I say it? Affects your ears, the pressure. High Country and Fig Leaf, I gave you the kiss earlier. If VMAC was there, she'd push her down and grab that chocolate. I had a Chiquito bar. I'll show you the wrapper. I don't know if you have them over there. I've got to just try and unwrap it because I had one of those. It's really yum. Have you got them? A Chiquito bar. Okay, Danny, take it easy. You say goodbye to Danny.
Goodbye, Danny. Be careful. Be careful.
You've never seen them, VMAC. All right. What's in the Chiquito bar? Oh, they're so yum, VMAC. Oh my God.
That's the second half of the Twix. There's 2 bars. I don't mind Twix. Want a piece, VMAC? Here, open up.
So is it?
And there you go.
Is it the Chiquito or the Twix that she hasn't seen?
Chiquita bar means small in Spanish.
It's a
Get a bigger bar.
What?
Danny says, get a bigger bar.
Well, you actually pronounce it Chiquito. It is a chew. I don't know if they can hear me over there.
I don't know.
Yeah, read that out. Tell VMAC what the chocolate is. Down the bottom it says it.
It says cherry caramel fudge, crunchy balls. Oh. And loads of chocolate.
Got like rice.
Crunchy balls.
Okay, see? You see? It's focused now.
We do have Mars bars. But these Chiquito bars are just so yum.
I've only got a bit left, VMAC. If you'd like to have it, take it now. Please, just take it. Here. You don't want it? Okay, I'll eat it.
Yes, we have got the bad winds. Describe the winds to be, mate.
Windy.
Yep, very bad. That it affected, my ears get affected with the wind pressure.
This is not really what we're having. We're getting a nice big lounge. About another 10 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very tasty. VMAC. I mean, it's caramelly, wafery, definitely chocolatey, and it's all mine.
Well, ask her if they've got Twix over there.
I'm sure they have. Well, we've probably bored you enough for one evening, and now I can't hear the wind at all because we're inside our house. 5 degrees and foggy. It's 16 degrees here and windy. And tomorrow is our maximum 16.
How come I'm not getting updated chat? Who said? Oh yeah, there it is.
What?
I just saw VMAX. I've got delay.
Okay. So from the princess,
Who's going to go to bed?
sound a good idea. Have a great day. Be careful, be safe, be kind when you can. And if you find chocolate just walking the neighbourhood on its own, VMAC, just hunt it down, take it out of its packet and eat it. All right, have a good one. See you next time.